How do you lay out the HVAC in the Barndominium? Today I'm going to show you this Barndominium here and how we're going to lay out the HVAC for it. I'm going to talk about what systems I've picked out and how we're going to run the duct work, the line sets. This is the before. This is before the even rough-in process. We have not started this job, but we're going to start it. So let me take you inside and show you what we're going to do. You're watching HVAC Tips for Technicians / Homeowners. I'm Tad. Let's get started. This right here is the front of the house, and this right here is the garage door. There is a large shop garage area, and then there's a main living area. This is a 2-story, and we're going to install 2 units, one for the garage and one for the main area. And we're doing foam insulation, so I love foam insulated houses. So let me show you where the outdoor units are going to go, talk about the sizes. This right here is going to be a York HMH7 5-ton modulating variable capacity heat pump. Outdoor unit's going to be right here. We've already got the electrical. This is a number 6 wire to feed that outdoor unit and power that outdoor unit. We're going to put the unit right here on a pad because we don't want to put it in front of the disconnect because electrical inspector's not going to like that. Then we've got this is going to be a 5-ton split. I'll show you where the air handler is going to be. This right here is going to be the heating and cooling for the garage area, which I'll show you the garage area. We've got to move this wire because our outdoor unit's going to sit right here. We don't want that wire to be covered up or disconnect to be covered up, so we'll end up taking that, moving it about right here so that we have plenty of room. Line sets are going to come down the wall. We'll have some line hide cover, and then that will feed from the indoor wall mount air handler 3-ton max series to the outdoor unit. Our drain is going to come along here. So let's go inside. So here's our garage area, and we are going to heat and cool with a 3-ton wall mount that's going to be right there, centered in between this wall right here and that wall, in between the garage door and that corner right there. So right there, about 8 foot up, we'll have our wall mount air handler. It's going to be Samsung. We've already got our wire, and that's going to accomplish the heating and cooling for the garage area. Then we've got our main living area, and then we've got some upstairs rooms, which I'll show you. So what we're going to do is we're going to have our return down here in that closet, which I'll show you where the thermostat's going to be, and then a supply trunk is going to feed all along that truss right there. You see where those trusses are? I'll get up close and show you. But we're going to have a square trunk that runs along those trusses, and we're going to cut holes and run our lines through those trusses, and there'll be ceiling vents downstairs. Up there where that platform is where the 5-ton air handler is going to be, okay? So a 5-ton air handler up there, and I'm going to show you that in a moment. So we got a 5-ton unit. We got a capability of having 26-inch vents. We've got this room here, we're going to do 2 vents. This bathroom, we're going to do 1 vent. And that room, we're going to do 1 vent. So that's 4 vents for this area. Then over here, we've got where our return is going to be. We're going to do 1 vent here, 1 vent for the bathroom, and 1 vent for this room. So total vents so far downstairs, 7, okay? Now this right here is where our return is going to be, okay? Right here. And then we're going to have our thermostat. Boop. So we're going to have our return running this closet, okay? Now, I'm going to show you where, see, we got rooms up there as well. So we got 1, 2, 3 vents up there, okay? We're also going to do 3 vents up here. This isn't closed in yet, and it may be at a later date that they close this in, but we'll probably do 3 vents up here as well. So let me go upstairs, show you where the air handler is going to be located. There's where the 5-ton air handler is going to be. We're going to run the return this way, over here, and then we're going to have 2 return grills, 1 for downstairs in that closet, 20 by 25, and 1 right here, 20 by 25. Same return grill size, so we don't have 2 different types of filters. Then we're going to run the other return that goes downstairs through here, and then we're going to run it straight down, and that's where our closet is, okay? So this is going to be a doozy because right here we're going to have a supply trunk that goes over that return right here, okay? Now here's the upstairs rooms. Returns this way. Now let me show you the supply. So air handlers right here, return comes out the back, supply goes out the front, comes over here. Same thing, supply is gonna go through here, down, and then T. Okay, we're gonna run all those supply lines through the joist, and then we're gonna go up as well. And then we're gonna run the other T through these joists all the way across. That way we can get the lines to these locations, okay? So we should have about 18 vents total, and it's gonna be nice. Now, line sets, you can see we got two number 6 wires for that 5-ton unit. Line sets are gonna go up, over, and then it's gonna come over here. Line sets will go down the wall with this wire here, all the way down and then out to our condenser. So that's the layout. We haven't started yet, but we're gonna start tomorrow. This is gonna be a good one. When I first met the homeowner, the customer, I looked at this job and went, you want the unit there and the ductwork's gonna go there? This is gonna be a good one. This is gonna be a lot of ductwork. But I'm glad that we have this opportunity to show you that it's possible and you can do it with one unit, because most HVAC contractors would probably look at this job and go, we need 2 units, but we're gonna do it with one and it's gonna work. So I'll show you the rough end as we get progress made on this job. Now we're going to be in the shop probably for at least a few days building square duct. Most of the duct work is going to be on this job is going to be square duct because it's going to be exposed. It's not going to be concealed. They're not going to cover it up inside the garage area. And I told the homeowner it's going to look good. It's square. It's custom built. So let's go. Let me show you some of the duct work that we're building for this job. We've got about 100 foot of duct work right here. We got 3 different sizes. You take 2 of these, you put them together. See, got the lip, got the Pittsburgh. Looks like there's some end caps. 3 different sizes of duct. So this is 20 pieces. It's about 40 foot of duct. 40 foot of duct, 20 foot of duct. And then you can see the liner. We got this size liner that they've cut, this, and then that. Looks like about 3 different sizes, 1-inch liner. So today they'll start insulating, spot pinning, and then they'll take it to the job and then they'll put it together. You got this, James, you got this. Making some more duct work for this job. Man, that's a nice Pittsburgh. It's called the Pittsburgh Shuffle, guys. These guys are back in the shop building some more duct. Looks like we got another 20 or 40 foot of duct work right here. Wow. Show them how to bend that angle, baby. Show them how to bend that angle. What kind of angle is that? It looks like a 90 degree. Wait, that's 87. No, I'm just kidding. Back on site. They've been on the job for about 1 week. So let's check on the progress of the install of the HVAC. Beautiful duct work. Air handler is going to be up there. This is the supply trunk for the downstairs area. You can see they're cutting holes so they can run the lines through. Looks good. Ended up finding a better way to run the return. Instead of running it in the closet here, they ran the return straight down, and Nick is going to build a square 90 and then a piece of straight square duct and then another square 90 to reconnect that return. And this will be where our lower return is. Both returns will be the same, 20 by 25. I'll show you the other side of that duct, and then they may run this trunk out a little more to get these lines in here, these ceiling vents that we're going to install. I'll show you the other side. Nick's putting the rest of the duct together. There's where the main floor return is going to be. So much better than taking up room in their closet. So great idea. Thermostat will probably go above that return there. Let me show you the upstairs. Air handler is going to go there, of course. We got the return duct here. And goes straight down. And then we're gonna probably put another return right here. And that'll be a 20 by 25, just like the downstairs. And there's the supply trunk. There's the T that goes up. That'll go all the way over. And then you can see that trunk here. That's how we're getting the lines in the ceiling vents over here on this area and over here in this area. You see that? Man, that looks good. Impressive so far. 1 week on the job. Awesome. I'll give you another update as we get things rolling. Equipment has arrived for the job. The mini split hasn't arrived for the garage area, but the main house area equipment is here. This is a 5-ton HMH7. And then we've got the heat kit, 15 kW. Then we've got the air handler. It looks like they've already unboxed it and they built the stand. So we got a stand here. Looks like they use 2x8. Progress update back on site. Outdoor unit has been set, so line sets have been run, and now they've got the disconnect and the wire to that outdoor unit. Let me show you. Then we're going to go inside and look at that beautiful duct system. Here's the outdoor unit. Looks good. 5-ton. Look at those line sets. Those look good as well. Disconnect. Okay. Still not going to do the mini split, the Samsung, but they did move the wire, so that's good. But we're going to wait until that metal and that insulation is installed. Foam insulating is going to be done Monday. We'll talk about that. Let's go inside. Look at that. Beautiful. That looks beautiful. So there's the end of the trunk. This is the supply where it comes down and runs all the way to the end. And then that's the return that goes over and around the supply. Love those square 90s. That's the return. The supply on this end ends right there. And then we've got our branches, our supply ducts. There's where the return is. Okay, let's take a look. Here's where the first 20 by 25 for the lower area is going to be located. 20 by 25 return. Thermostat right above it, doing the HX3. Look at that, man. Look at that. That is beautiful. Got the pump, got the pan, the stand. You can see the disconnect boxes. Got 2 of those. Got the line sets going over here and out. This is the return duct. And then over here, we've got our line sets going over and then down. So those are going all the way down to the outdoor unit. Had to get those roughed in because the foam insulation is coming Monday, just in 2 days. There's where the return goes down. Here's the thermostat wire. Look at that beautiful transition. There is the York air handler supply duct. Comes over here. Part of it goes down and then part of it goes up, and you can see that T. And then there's our lines for this area. And then we've got the duct going all the way over here, and then we've got lines over here. See that? Beautiful. Beautiful. I love it. Now let me show you where the return is up here. The upstairs return was going to be located right here above this truss on the wall, but I gave the customer the option to conceal it, and they went for that. But we need to make sure it still can pull from this main area. So I'm going to show you what we're going to do. So come up here. There's going to be a large door, access door right here. Okay. And then we put the upstairs return, 20 by 25, right here in the ductwork instead of going through the wall, which is good unless you can't pull from this area out here. So what we're going to do is we're going to undercut that door about 2 inches, maybe even 3 inches all the way across. And this door, I think, is about 5 foot. So that's going to be, I'm pretty sure, enough. If not, then we can do just a diffuser. But I love the job that they did. Absolutely wonderful job. Here's my kit that I've got to install for the HMH7. I've installed several. Foam installation's coming Monday, and it's going to be, I'm pretty sure, 3 inches of closed cell foam on the roof, the ceiling, and then 2 inches of closed cell foam in the walls. And that's really all you need because it's a vapor barrier. And our value, I think, is 7 per inch. So that'll be nice. This place will be closed up tight. Really proud of this job. The duct system is super nice. I can't wait to start it up and check the airflow. I'm going to install that installation kit and wire it up, wire that thermostat this week and get ready for the fire up, because after the installation, then comes the wall material, the sheetrock. So we're going to be ready to fire this up, remove the moisture, and start cooling. Commissioning time. We're ready to fire up the HMH7. So I'm going to be wiring up the installation kit. I'm going to be firing this up and adding the additional refrigerant charge for the line sets. We are going to be installing the mini split pretty soon. I'm ready to show you the inside. It's beautiful. Just finished wiring the outdoor unit. I've got my power here, my low voltage here. I always start on the outdoor unit and I either write down or take a picture. That way I know what color I use for what terminal. Also, it may be a good idea for you to install some blocks. That way you can lift up the unit so you can actually connect your hoses to the service valves, because you can see it's pretty tight. So give yourself enough room. Looks good. Let's go inside. Not a lot of light in here, but take a look at that duct work. Looks beautiful. And then there's where that wall mount will be located. All right, let's go inside the main house area. All right, there's the front door. There's where our return's located in the thermostat. And then upstairs, there's where our access is for the indoor unit. Can't wait to fire it up and check the airflow. Looks good though. Here's the wiring for the thermostat. HX3, we got our Y2, our second stage cooling, our W2 second stage heating. I usually use the orange wire for the OB terminal, but I'm using the brown. All right, there's our indoor unit. You can see all that closed cell foam. Here's the HMH7 installation kit. Comes with this relay, which I'm going to mount right there behind those wires in the unit. Got the wiring diagram, which makes it super simple. Thermostat, furnace, outdoor section. So just going to mount it right there. There's our variable speed motor and the breakers, and then our heat kit, our transformer. Check out this light, guys. Definitely, if you need a good light, OLIGHT. This thing is super bright. So the only thing I got to do that I just noticed is I've got a 230 volt condensate pump. So I will not be able to start this and run it today. I have to go get a 115 volt pump, because that's the reason the electrician ran that branch circuit and then mounted that receptacle right there so that we could plug in our condensate pump. All right, I'm gonna get to work. I make it super simple for myself when I'm wiring. I've got one thermostat wire with 5 wires that comes from my outdoor unit. They marked it with some tape so they'd know the difference between this stat wire and this one and which one went where. This is the thermostat wire that comes from my thermostat to the air handler. And we've got about 8 wires here to wire up. And then we've got the float switch. Got to have a float switch. This unit's located above the ceiling. So we're going to just break the R with this. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. And I'm not mounting the relay yet because it's easier for me to work from the outside here and then mount that relay. Also take and I cut all of these spades off of these wires because I know I'm going to use my wire nuts. So I'm going to start with the outdoor unit first, right? So I would start with C, and that one was a blue wire outside, and it's going to connect to the blue wire that goes to the A on that relay. which is right here, and that is the blue wire. So I'll hook that to the blue wire, and then it'll connect to the C from the furnace, which is a blue wire, and then to the thermostat, which is a blue wire. So I try to keep everything color-coded. Hope that makes sense. Relay is installed. Low voltage wiring is ready to go. So I'm going to go ahead and fire it up, make sure it's working correctly, check the airflow, and then I'm going to come back and put a 115 volt condensate pump in. Now, since we don't have a communicating system, we're not going to use auto setup. Indoor equipment type, it's an air handler. Equipment indoor stages, 2. Fan on with W, of course. Oh, crap. No, we'll just roll with that for now. Outdoor equipment type, it's a heat pump. Outdoor equipment stages, 2. Sure. All right. Save. Now, something that's really important, I'm going to make this non-programmable, is reversing valve. Energizes in heat, not cool, for the HMH7. All right. Let's turn it on cooling. Now let's charge it. This unit right here comes pre-charged for 15-foot of line set. We've got 80-foot. So we're going to add an additional charge, and for every ounce, we're going to add 0.60. I'm going to show you that in the manual. For charging the HMH7, anything after 15 foot, I'm going to use this chart here. You got the model number on the left, very bottom, HMH72B60, because this is a 5-ton unit. And then over at the very right-hand corner is 0.60. So additional refrigerant exceeding 15 foot. I've got 80 foot, so that remaining 65 foot that I have, I'm going to times that by 0.60. And that's going to give me how many ounces I need to charge additionally. I think it's amazing that the HMH7 can have a total maximum pipe length of 246 feet. You see that? And then maximum height difference is 98 feet. All right, let's charge it up. All right, so using the calculator, we're just going to go 65 times 0.60. Look at that, 39 ounces divided by 16. That's almost, well, that's 2.5 pounds. So 2.4. Zero out the scales. Units running. And now we're going to add. Make sure this is closed. All right. Almost there. 34, 35, 36, 37. I'm going to go ahead and shut it off. Don't want to overcharge. Right at 39, well, 40 ounces. So perfect. And then you can take and change the units. So it'll show you 2 pounds, 8 ounces, or 2.5. All right, we're charged up. We've charged up the equipment. We're going to measure the temperature split. We're going to measure the airflow. Let's check the pressures before we go inside. All right, pressures on the low side is about 130. High side is about 250. It's 240 right now. Perfect. Look at that, smooth. Not very loud. You can hear it ramping up though. All right, let's get some tools and go inside. Checking the airflow on the upstairs vent. Beautiful, in between 400 and 700. Of course, it'll be better to check it with the actual ceiling grill or vent or register covering that boot. All right, checking the vent downstairs. A little hard to reach. Okay, almost 600. All right, so about 550. All right. Temperature in the house is 67 degrees. Let's check the temperature of the supply air. 53-degree supply air temperature. Definitely need to reduce the fan speed, because that's only like 14-degree split. We need at least 18. Upstairs return grill. Woo! That is a lot. That's going to take away from the one downstairs. That one shouldn't be over 500. All right, let's check the one downstairs. Originally, instead of hiding that return in there, we were going to put that return right above the first floor, right up there. But customer liked the idea of having it hidden. That way you can't see it. Let's check out this return. Guarantee this one's a lot lower, probably. 100. Oh, 200. Still, I would like for them to be the same. You know, 200. I want at least 300, 350. No more than 500. So we can block off some of the return upstairs and get better pull down here. Curious to see what the comfort level is, although this is very open. So I like the fact that it's open. Let me know what you think about this Barndominium. I think it's super nice. I'm going to be going to get a 115 volt condensate pump to install in the attic so I can plug it in that receptacle. I'm going to come back and adjust the airflow and get a better temperature split. If you don't know how to do that, how to adjust airflow, I'm going to put a video down below so that you can learn how. I will be making sure that the upstairs rooms and the downstairs rooms are the same temperature. And if we have some variance, then I may be encouraging the customer to install a grill upstairs so that that return can pull more from that open area upstairs. I just want to make sure that we have good comfort throughout the whole entire house, because we put that return inside where the air handler is up in that attic, because it's foam and it should be the exact same temperature up there. We do have one vent installed up there, so that will help. Let me know what you want to see. Questions can become content, so definitely ask your questions in the comments. If you don't have a question, let me know who you are. Let me know where you're from. Let me know what you think about this project. Really excited to be able to install this much ductwork and have good airflow out of every single vent. So that was nice, and that was expected, because when you're using a ductulator, you're sizing your ductwork correctly. You should have almost the same exact airflow out of every supply branch. And that's because you're sizing down when you need to. If you don't know how to use a ductulator or size ductwork, I've got a video on how to size ductwork and use a ductulator. I'll put that down below for you so that you can learn. You've been watching HVAC Tips for Technicians. I'm Tad, and I'll keep you cool if you like.